Hi, my name is Jonathan Cornford. I'm going to present our work building artificial neural networks with separate populations of excitatory and inhibitory units, which is a constraint commonly referred to as Dale's principle. Also, this work was just accepted at iClear, so please visit Open Review for the full paper if you're interested. Okay, so as we know, ANNs are increasingly being used in neuroscience. And from a neuroscientific perspective, the ideal network is one that is as biologically plausible as possible without sacrificing learning performance. And so there are a number of reasons for this. For example, for the task of modeling brain representations, it has been found that the similarity of ANN and brain representations correlates with both task performance and the biological realism of the architecture. And I think from a more practical perspective, biologically motivated architectures can just help facilitate cross-disciplinary research between neuroscience and AI. Although there are a number of differences between ANNs and biological networks, one of the main differences that hasn't received that much attention is the absence of Dale's principle in artificial neural networks. So Dale's principle means that each unit can only have positive or negative output weights, and also that these weights cannot change after initialization. And obviously, a normal MLP or normal artificial neural networks, this isn't true, and units can have both positive and negative output weights. Okay, so currently the standard way to include Dale's principle in ANNs is just to constrain the sign of entire columns of the weight matrix. However, unfortunately, networks with column-constrained weight matrices don't learn very well. So here we're training an MLP on MNIST with stochastic gradient descent, and we find that they don't converge to zero training error, and they also generalize poorly. And so in our work, we propose an alternative architecture that includes Dale's principle, which takes inspiration from feed-forward inhibition in the brain. And here we place inhibition between layers of the network. And we also, like inhibition in the brain, we model inhibition as being both subtractive and divisive. Next, we use two key insights to get DANs to work as well as standard ANNs. First, we initialize the inhibition such that it normalizes the excitatory input to the next layer. And second, this architecture introduces disparities in the amount that updates to different parameter types affects the network. And so we therefore scale down updates to inhibitory parameters to account for this. Okay, so returning to the same figure from before when we were testing column EIs on MNIST, we can see that the DAN architecture in orange performs much better than the column EI in green and as well as the standard MLP in black. It also performs pretty well with just one inhibitory unit per layer, shown in blue, and we can also see the importance of the update corrections in grey. So in the paper, we also test DANs on K and Paschen MNIST, and we provide preliminary results extending DANs to convolutional networks on CIFAR-10. So unfortunately, that's all I have time for, but if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and thank you for listening.